Joshua 14. These are the areas that the children of Israel inherited in the land of Canaan, which were distributed to them as heritages, by Eleazar the Cohen and Joshua son of Nun, and the heads of the ancestral families of the tribes of the children of Israel, by the lottery of their inheritance, as Hashem had commanded through Moses, for the 9 tribes and the half-tribe. For Moses had given the heritage of the 2 tribes and the half-tribe across the Jordan, but to the Levites he had given no heritage among them. The children of Joseph, however, were 2 tribes, Manasseh and Ephraim. They gave no share to the Levites in the land, only cities for dwelling, and their open land around them for their cattle and their flocks, as Hashem had commanded Moses. So the children of Israel did, and they divided the land. The children of Judah approached Joshua in Gilgal, and Caleb, son of Jephunneh, the Kenizzite, said to him, "You are aware of the matter that Hashem told Moses, the man of God, concerning me and concerning you in Kadesh Barnea. I was 40 years old when Moses, the servant of Hashem, sent me from Kadesh Barnea to spy out the land, and I brought him back a report as was in my heart. My brethren who went up with me melted the heart of the people, but I fulfilled the will of Hashem my God. Moses swore on that day, saying, Surely the land of which your foot trod will be to you as a heritage, and to your children forever, because you fulfilled the will of Hashem my God. And now, behold, Hashem has kept me alive as he had spoken, these 45 years, from the time Hashem spoke this word to Moses when Israel went in the wilderness. And now, behold, I am 85 years old today. I am still as strong today as I was on the day Moses sent me. As my strength was then, so my strength is now for war, to go out and to come in. So now, give me this mountain of which Hashem spoke on that day. For you heard on that day that the Anakim were there, and that the cities were large and fortified. Perhaps Hashem will be with me, and I will drive them out as Hashem had spoken." Joshua blessed him, and gave Hebron to Caleb, son of Jephunneh, as a heritage. Therefore Hebron became the heritage of Caleb, son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite, to this day, because he fulfilled the will of Hashem, God of Israel. The name of Hebron was formerly Kiriath Arba, who was the biggest man among the Anakim. Then the land had rest from war. Joshua 15. The lot for the tribe of the children of Judah, according to their families, was, up to the border of Edom, the wilderness of Zin southward, at the southernmost edge. Their southern border was from the edge of the Dead Sea, from the tip that faces south. It went out to the south of Maleh Akrabim, past Zin, ascended to the south of Kadesh Barnea, past Hezron, ascended toward Adar, and circled Karka. It passed to Asmon and went out to the brook of Egypt. The border's outlets were to the sea. This shall be your southern border. The eastern border was from the Salt Sea to the end of the Jordan. The border on the northern side stretched from the tip of the sea at the end of the Jordan River. The border ascended to Beth Haglah and passed to the north of Beth Harabah. The border ascended to the stone of Bohan, son of Reuben. The border descended toward Debir from the valley of Ashur and northward facing Gilgal, which is opposite Maleh Adumim, which is south of the valley. The border passed to the waters of En Shemesh, and its outlets were into En Rogel. The border ascended by the valley of the son of Hinnom to the southern shoulder of the Jebusite, which is Jerusalem. The border ascended to the top of the mountain that faces the valley of Hinnom on the west, which is at the northern edge of the valley of Rephaim. The border curved from the top of the mountain to the spring of the waters of Nephtoah, and went out to the cities of Mount Ephron. The border curved toward Baalah, which is Kiriath Jearim. The border went around from Baalah to the west to Mount Seir, and passed to the flank of Mount Jearim from the north, which is Chesalon. It descended to Beth Shemesh and passed Timnah. The border went out to the flank of Ekron to the north. The border curved toward Shikron, passed Mount Baalah, and went out to Jabneel. The border's outlets were to the sea. The western border was the great sea and its border. This is the border of the children of Judah all around, according to their families. To Caleb, son of Jephunneh, he gave a portion among the children of Judah in accordance with Hashem's word to Joshua. Kiriath Arba, the father of the Anakim, which is Hebron. Caleb drove out the 3 sons of the Anak from there, Sheshai and Ahiman and Talmai, the offspring of the Anak. He descended from there to the inhabitants of Debir. The former name of Debir was Kiriath Sepher. Caleb said, "Whoever smites Kiriath Sepher and conquers it, I shall give him my daughter Ashah as a wife." Othniel, son of Kenaz, brother of Caleb, conquered it, so he gave him his daughter Asah as a wife. When she came to him, she urged him to let her ask her father for a field. Then she slid off the donkey, and Caleb said to her, "What do you wish?" She said, "Give me a source of blessing, for you have given me an arid land. Give me springs of water." So he gave her the upper springs and the lower springs. This is the heritage of the tribe of the children of Judah according to their families. The cities at the extremity of the territory of the tribe of the children of Judah, at the border of Edom in the south, were Kabzeel, Eder, Jagur, Kina, Dimuna, Ad-Adah, Kedesh, Hazor, Ithnan, Ziph, Telem, Baaloth, Hazor, Hadattah, Kerioth, Hezron, which is Hazor, Amam, Shema, Moladah, Hazar-Gadah, Heshmon, Beth Pelet, Hazar Shual, Beer Sheba, Baiziothaya, Baalah, Aim, Ezem, El Tolad, Chesil, Horma, Ziklag, Madmanah, Sansana, Lebuath, Shilim, Ain, Rimmon, all the cities, 29, and their villages. In the lowland, Eshtaol, Zorah, Ashna, Zanoah, En-Ganim, Tapua, Enam, Jarmuth, Adulam, Soka, Azekah, Sharaim, Adithaim, Hagedera, which is Gederothaim, 14 cities and their villages. Zenan, Hadashah, Migdal-Gad, Dilan, Mizpeh, Joktheel, Lashish, Bothka, Eglon, Kabon, Lamas, Shithlith, Gederoth, Beth Dagon, Namah, Makedah, 16 cities and their villages. Libnah, Ether, Ashan, Iftah, Ashna, Nezib, Keilah, Ashzib, Mareshah, 9 cities and their villages. Ekron and its towns and villages, from Ekron to the sea, all that lay near Ashdod and their villages. Ashdod, its towns and villages. Gaza, its towns and villages, to the brook of Egypt and the great Mediterranean Sea and its border. And in the mountain, Shamir, Jatir, Soka, Dana, Kiriath Sanah, which is Debir, Anab, Eshtemoh, Anim, Goshen, Holon, Gilo, 11 cities and their villages. Arab, Rumah, Eshan, Janum, Beth Tapua, Aphekah, Humta, Kiriath Arba, which is Hebron, and Zior, 9 cities and their villages. Maon, Carmel, Ziph, Juta, Jezreel, Jokdeam, Zanoah, Cain, Gibeah, and Timnah, 10 cities and their villages. Halul, Beth Zur, Gedur, Maarath, Beth Anoth, Eltekon, 6 cities and their villages. Kiriath Baal, which is Kiriath Jearim, and Harabah, 2 cities and their villages. In the wilderness, Beth Harabah, Midin, Sekakah, and Nibshan, the city of salt, and En-Gedi, 6 cities and their villages. But the Jebusite, the inhabitants of Jerusalem, the children of Judah were not able to drive out, and the Jebusite dwelled among the children of Judah in Jerusalem until this day. Joshua 16. The lot for the children of Joseph went out from the Jordan opposite Jericho to the waters of Jericho to the east, the wilderness that ascends from Jericho to the mountain to Bethel. It went out from Bethel to Luz and passed to the border of Archite to Adaroth. It descended westward to the border of the Japhletite until the border of lower Beth Horon and until Gezer. Its outlets were to the sea. The children of Joseph, Manasseh and Ephraim, received their heritages. The border of the children of Ephraim, according to their families, was the border of their inheritance to the east was from Ataroth Adar to upper Beth Horon. The border went out westward, north of Mishmethath, and the border circled to the east of Tanath Shiloh, passing it on the east of Janoah. It descended from Janoah to Adaroth and Naarath, and reached Jericho, and went out to the Jordan. From Tappuah, the border went westward to the brook of Kanah, and its outlets were to the sea. This is the heritage of the children of Ephraim according to their families. There were isolated cities belonging to the children of Ephraim that were within the heritage of the children of Manasseh, all these cities and their villages. They did not drive out the Canaanite that dwelled in Gezer. Rather, the Canaanite dwelled in the midst of Ephraim until this day, and they were indentured laborers.